Welcome to AgentZy Intel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to be doing the first video of the What If series. Basically, just to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what the What If series is. We're going to be asking the question, what if blank changed in a video game? Most of the video games we're going to be talking about in this series have been already released for years, days, weeks, months, or whatever you guys want to call it. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down what if Super Paper Mario had turn-based combat. And I know what you guys are going to be saying. Turn-based combat in Super Paper Mario. What would really change if it was implemented? Let's just dive in right into it. Here's a little bit of a small recap if you guys don't know what Paper Mario is in the Paper Mario franchise. Paper Mario, basically a turn-based RPG that highlights Mario's story more in depth than traditional platform games that he's known for, like Paper Mario 64, Paper Mario Sunshine, Paper Mario Galaxy. I wish there was a Paper Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy, and etc. You guys understand the deal. You encounter many memorable allies along the way on your journey to help you solve problems such as puzzles, enemies. So what makes Super Paper Mario that was released in the Wii in 2007 right here in the US? It was released April 9th of 2007 from its predecessors. Mainly the removal of turn-based combat. So would anything really change if there was turn-based combat instead of the actions battles? For me personally, and I'm not sure if you guys have asked yourself this question, but for me personally, some of the research I've done, and basically, I know like some people really don't like where this series has really, it took a step that not many people really, let's say, not really wanted, because it built a foundation of Paper Mario in the 64. You had your turn-based combat, you had your jumping, you had your hammers, you had your special items, you had your partners. 1,000-Year Door, it basically improve on every single subject, your battle mechanics, your batch points, your flower points. Basically, what really will happen if Super Paper Mario had these types of actions in them? Well, for me, I believe the only thing that would really change is just the interaction of the enemies and the bosses. Instead of moving and jumping on the enemies like in Super Paper Mario, obviously it's an action game more than a RPG. More than like a turn-based RPG. It's still an RPG, but it's not your traditional like turn-based RPG. The person goes here, the person goes next, here, there, like Pokemon, Dragon Quest, the old school Final Fantasies. So the only interaction I feel like that will really necessarily change is just basically how the enemies work. You still have your items in Super Paper Mario, you still have your health. And you have a special bar that lets you go to 3D and 2Ds, but obviously that's a pretty major role of the story and basically the whole gimmick that this game introduces. But yeah, for me personally, I just feel like the enemies that you face will just be a little bit more unique. Obviously, I'll give an example right now. I'm pretty sure this is a spoiler if you guys haven't played Super Paper Mario. I'm pretty sure you guys should expect this because it's on the box cover. You do fight Bowser and you do end up having Bowser as an ally. So basically in the Bowser fight, you just basically jump. I believe you just jump on Bowser's head or like throw bombs or hammers. It's been a while since I have played it. But basically you just jump on him. I think you throw bombs at him and you just hammer him. And basically all that Bowser does is just jump on you and just shoot flamethrowers. He just shoots flames at you. So what would this interaction, instead of just doing the simple mechanics, what will really change if it was just a turn-based combat? Nothing really much. I mean, it's just it's a little bit awkward why the development team really went that way. But we'll get that later in the video because obviously this game was pretty much made for casuals. It really doesn't define the OG Paper Mario from the 64 and the 1,000-Year Door. That's a Paper Mario I haven't personally played, but I know most people are like saying, oh, Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door, perfect Paper Mario game. We want a new sequel to Paper Mario. But just for me, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, I never personally played Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door. I played Paper Mario 64. I skipped out on the GameCube one. I played Super Paper Mario Sticker Star, and Paper Mario Color Splash. I've seen walkthroughs of it. I actually bought a copy of Paper Mario Stick Star just to make sure. I just wanted to see like why it was so controversial. I bought it. I played it for like a week or two. And honestly, I haven't even touched it since. I really haven't touched it since. But the reason that those games really don't work is that the battles really don't matter. Where in the battles of Super Paper Mario, they kind of don't matter at the same time either. You do get, I believe you do get coins, you do get score. You do have like a little bit of a score bar at the top of your screen. Like, you know how you have a platformer level of like 1-1. You grab coins, you get points. You kill a Goomba, you get points. You kill a Koopa, you get points. There is a point mechanic system by defeating enemies, and sometimes enemies do drop items. But other than that, the combat of basically just jumping on the enemy's head, throwing a bomb at it, doing a hammer attack. In Super Paper Mario, I believe it will basically work well, but honestly, nothing else will really change. The one thing that will probably make this game, or would have made this game really, really interesting. I'm not sure if you guys have ever thought about this, but what happened if Super Paper Mario, instead of taking the more action-packed, like, combat style where you just jump on the enemies, you just jump on the hammer, what happens if you had Mario and Luigi as your neutral characters, you had Peach as a healer, and you had Bowser as a tank? Basically, taking the Final Fantasy style combat, the Dragon Quest combat, dude, this battle mechanic would have been unique. You could have Mario jump, you could have Luigi jump, you could have Luigi use an item, you can have Princess Peach throw a heart at you, smooch a kiss at you to heal you, Bowser could be your tank in front, he can use his flamethrower. Dude, that would have honestly been a better mechanic in this game. A turn-based combat like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. But I could understand. You do change characters. I'm not going to say you don't change characters in Super Paper Mario, but you do end up changing characters. But what happens if that mechanic would have been introduced? Would have that one been better for Super Paper Mario? And at the same time, I really feel like it really doesn't make the sense, because Super Paper Mario isn't about the combat, it's about the story. So let's get on to the main story mechanics. Partners. What would happen if partners were included? Partners are in Super Paper Mario, but they're not really quote-unquote partners. They're not really quote-unquote partners. I feel like those are like the weaker side of this game, Super Paper Mario. Not overall the turn-based combat, but the partners. They don't really necessarily help you too much. They solve puzzles. You do have a butterfly pixel named, I believe her name is Tippy, that helps you find the hidden stuff by pointing the Wii remote on the screen, and overall plays a major factor in the story. But you find these random partners stuck in chests throughout the world, World 1, World 2. I believe there's about 6 worlds. They do feel bland, but imagine the compatibility if you have a turn-based RPG like Mario, Luigi, like the Mario and Luigi franchise. You can play as Mario, you can play as Luigi, as your normal neutral heroes. Peach is a healer, Bowser is a tank, and then your support, like instead of having like the support points, which is SP, like the flower points back in the old games, imagine if you use the flower points to use your partners to, let's say, throw a super bomb, to hover up in the enemies, to smack them with a hammer instead of like the flying enemies that you couldn't hammer normally. Dude, there's could have been so much different interactions. But like I said, this game wasn't really made to take the predecessors of the old games and introduce them to the new games. Is really, really surprising, because the opportunity didn't become reality, because of the major thing that I kind of want to wrap up in today's video is that the video game Super Paper Mario, it was originally going to be planned like Paper Mario 64 and Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door, but it ended up changing to be more casual because there was already another game that showcases Mario's story with deep RPG elements, which is the Mario and Luigi series. And yeah, the Mario and Luigi series, I believe if we had a Mario Luigi series and Paper Mario, they coincided next to each other. They didn't really like take the major role of like competing with each other. They kind of support each other because they're obviously both RPGs. But at the end of the game, story basically saves this game of Super Paper Mario. The gameplay wise, I understand where people come from, where it is like, oh, you know what, it's kind of lazy. Why we just jump on enemies? Why isn't it a turn-based combat? Like I said, like I explained, would the whole entire game in its existence, I probably said that word wrong. But will the entire game be quote unquote better if the combat was turn-based? You take turns, you jump on your enemy, you hammer your enemy, you throw fireballs on your enemy. Would the entire game be quote unquote better? I feel like the quality of the game will be slightly better, but at the end of the day, even if it did have those RPG mechanics, nothing would change. So, the question was, what if Paper Mario had turn-based combat? Will it end up changing the game? Will it end up making it better? Honestly, I feel like if you had turn-based combat in Super Paper Mario, it doesn't change anything because the story basically supports this game. If there was turn-based combat in Sticker Star and Color Splash, then I can see your reason why. But at the end of the day, Super Paper Mario overall is a great storyline. Obviously, the gameplay of it, of just jumping on enemies, hammering enemies, throwing a bomb at the enemies was like just pixel, having them walk in slow motion. Overall, nothing really changes. Nothing really changes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and the opinions, if I could even speak. Let me know your thoughts and the opinions, your thoughts in the comments down below to let me know. What do you think if Super Paper Mario had these mechanics of turn-based or better partners? Like I said, in my opinion, I believe that this really doesn't change the action of the game at all. Honestly, it would have been nice to have your turn-based, your flower points, your skill points, your XP points. You do level up in Paper Mario, but honestly, it's not as super in-depth of it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of the What If series on the AgentZy Intel. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like, comment down below, leave any feedback. If you liked the video, you liked it, thank you so much. If you dislike it, tell me how I can improve this series and let me know what other games you guys want me to try to break down through. This is the first attempt of this episode. Obviously, these episodes will get a little bit more better as time goes on. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of the What If series, focusing on Super Paper Mario. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you guys are. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace out.